That's what. We're rolling. I was struggling with my hair.
It's the hair flip for me.
Hi.
Hello.
We're back. It is the Prophetic Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew, Drew, Handsome, whatever you want to call me. It's fine. Today, we have someone very special in the studio. She is a business owner. There it is. I don't want to blow your ear. You can't hear it. It's, yeah, you want another one? Okay, cool. She owns Elemental Yoga. She owns a braiding company as well. And you also own BraidsByVanna. And you also own the natural TuffBabies. Yes.
Natural stimulating hair oil.
More and more business people keep gracing these seats. And I like it because that's the lane I want to be in. I'm in that lane. What am I saying? I'm in that lane. I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm doing my thing. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I had to get my...
Had to do that hair flip. Yeah. Did they get that? Did we catch that?
Shit. No. I thought she wasn't recording yet, man. Damn it. Well, okay, y'all saw that then. I had to get myself adjusted. So, anyways, it took some doing to get you here. How have you been?
I've been well.
I haven't seen you since we were at Flowology.
Yeah. That was a good time.
That was fun.
Yeah. It was a good reset, too.
I needed that.
Yes.
The palm reading thing. Never had my palms read.
Me either.
I didn't even know what to...
Expect.
She gave me some homework. I'm sorry if you're watching. I didn't do the homework. I didn't know what... I forgot. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
I'm busy, man. I think she told me to be intentional. I think she said, set a date to go out every, once a month or twice a month. Just a romantic date.
Okay.
And then set time to do something for yourself. It was like the rule of 3. And then set time to do something as a family.
And have we done that?
We have done things as a family. I do things for myself. And there have been no dates. I know.
What? And
it wasn't. I'm sorry. I need to go. I know.
You need to make that a priority.
You're probably going to get on me and say, "Why did you do yoga together? Did you stretch?"
Make it a priority.
I know.
Even if it's a date at the house without the baby girl.
Is that still a date though?
I mean, it can be if you do it right.
Okay. You might have to teach me something today.
Yeah.
That wasn't where we were supposed to go, but yes.
Gosh.
Oh, let me turn my phone off. That's bad. But tell the people where you're from a little bit. Give you a little bit of a backstory. Let's get started there. Don't start by my terrible dating life.
Okay, so I am from Dallas, South Dallas to be exact.
Me too. Where?
Right off of Malcolm X. Well, it's the Malcolm X now. When I grew up, it was Oakland.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Yes, you remember?
I was on Foreman Street. Yeah, by
Greater
Bethlehem Baptist Church.
So I'm right there. I had Malcolm X in Southland.
I went to St. Anthony.
I did too.
The fuck out of
Are
here.
you serious, Drew? What year?
Kindergarten through 4th grade.
Oh, I came after 4th grade.
Okay,
so I was junior high at St. Anthony.
I was like, there's no way we weren't in the same class.
That's why I was like, I should have known you then.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
I was at St. Philip's.
Oh, yeah.
And then I graduated St. Philip's 5th grade.
That's cool.
6th through 8th at St. Anthony. And then had to transition over into a public school, Lincoln High School. I'm not mad about it now, but it was depressing.
Public school fucked me up.
Yeah, I mean, it was a culture shock.
It was.
And I was like, Dad.
They weren't doing shit.
Baby, I wanted to go to Ursuline Academy or Hockaday.
Or like,
he told me 2
Bishop
weeks.
Lynch, Bishop Dunn. Yeah, I had cousins that went to both.
2 weeks before school started, it was like, you're going to Lincoln.
I'm not going to lie and say it was that. I went to Raleigh. It wasn't that bad. I transitioned over in like 5th grade, though. I went to Stevens Elementary and then Lyles and all that.
Tragic for me.
My grades declined severely.
Yeah, you had a lot of distractions.
I was like, we already did that. Like, most of the way through, I was like, we've done most of this by the time we were in like the 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my
same.
kid is going private school.
I was a geeky girl once I got to, Lincoln. But I will say that what I appreciate now as an adult, that opened my eyes to the real world and how
you can't
shady, trifling, scandalous.
Yes,
some people are.
Yeah,
so I can appreciate that.
It'll jade you, but not jade you, but it'll hide you a bit from things because it's a really small, small demographic. Same people for a whole 12 years if you stay the whole time. So yeah. So where'd your journey start with business though?
I would say probably My dad was a business owner.
Okay.
So my dad owned Collins Development, which was a construction company. He worked in the community, South Dallas. So he, worked on a lot of buildings there. That was my entry into that space, I would say.
Gotcha.
And I just always knew I was a creative. And I wasn't the one for
conventional ways of making money.
Money. I had always dreamed of like fashion design. Baby, I used to write poems and songs.
I wrote some poems too.
Yeah. Yes. And so my mom, she's from Louisiana.
Okay.
New Orleans.
Hey.
And she would braid my hair often.
Yeah.
That's where I picked up that skill.
Okay.
And
that makes sense.
By the time I was 14, I was braiding and making money for it.
Word. So you were hustling through high school too?
Oh, yeah.
I was doing events through high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So
events?
events, and I was in band. I think we talked about this off mic.
You never told me what you played, though.
Saxophone.
Oh, smooth operator.
I thought I was Kenny G, but I didn't play soprano though. I played alto. We didn't really have a soprano in our band. It wasn't a thing. But yeah, I played alto.
Okay, we got to bring them videos back out.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think it'll be good for the people. I think it'll be good for the people.
You're not about to catch me in my marching band uniform. That's not going to happen, but I do appreciate those times. No. But so what came first? I know you have 3 businesses. Which one came first?
BraidsByVanna.
Okay.
The last corporate job I had, I was in sales.
What type of sales?
Security.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in sales, so it was 100% commission. So you had to get out there and grind or you wasn't going to get a paycheck.
Yes.
But it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be, right? The turning point for me was that I had 2 small children, and I am a very hands-on mom. So I don't like missing games. I don't like not being able to cook dinner. Yes. I don't like not being there for my children. And it kind of started getting like almost I had to choose between the 2 with that job. But what really made me say, okay, well, we were having a meeting, and my manager's supervisor, same meeting. You know how that is every week, y'all. Same thing, going over the same thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, damn. And I just kind of told him, I was like, hey, I really feel like you guys don't care what's going on in the field. We're telling you the objectives that we're facing, and you're not giving any type of resolution. And that man looked at me and told me, well, it's probably because we've never done your job. So how are we having a meeting to tell me how to do my job?
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And so that was kind of like about time for me to pivot on out of this thing. So I started on the weekends with BraidsByVanna in the hair salon. And, with friends that knew I would braid and would ask me to braid. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I started at home, actually, on the weekends. And once that started picking up and I had new inquiries from people outside of my little circle, I was like, I'm an energy girl, right?
Yeah.
Hence the yoga studio. I don't like.
I like the plug. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like randoms in my living space.
I can understand that.
So I rented out a booth at a hair salon. Would work on the weekends, and the business just began to pick up. So I told myself I'm giving myself 6 months to see if it's substantial and something that I can make a living off of, and provide for my children, and also be there for them. And it was. So just imagine starting a business, right? A talent. And, my shout out to my cousin, Mimi. I just remember having a conversation with her. We would always talk about jobs, right? And I'm a kind of girl, like, I'll leave. Like, I'm over it.
I got a coworker like this, so I'll leave this bitch today.
Yeah. And she told me, she was like, Vanna, you have a natural talent of braiding, of doing hair. Why don't you see where that talent takes you? And that stayed in the back of my head. And I was like, I was fighting it, resisting against it, You
made me think of something. I'm going to pause it. Go ahead.
Because you have the fear of what if.
Yes.
We always go with the negative side of things, like what if it doesn't, or what if not, instead of what if it does, or how could you, create. So shout out to you, Mimi. I appreciate you for that. Love you, girl.
Yeah, that's for Mimi. There you go. I don't even know you, but you can have one too.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You made me think of when I was working in hospitals overnight, and this isn't about me at all, but you made me think of someone told me about my voice. I used to hear this thing about my voice a lot. You have a really nice voice, but I can't hear that. So you never hear yourself like people hear you.
Right.
Like, you should use it. You should be in radio. So I'm like, are you trying to tell me I'm ugly? Like, what are you trying to? Are you trying to say I have a face for radio? So what are you trying to? Is it a backhanded compliment? Right. So that stuck with me, and I had something I wanted to get out. So obviously the podcast came about, but that part actually did stick with me too. Like, I was good with my hands and music and other things.
Right.
But then, like, you have a voice, you should use it.
Yep.
I was okay, so cool. So yeah, shout out to
and
me.
And bam.
Here we are. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing the thing.
Yep.
This is the thing.
This
is the thing. Okay. So then so you did hair first. That comes first. How do you segue into how do you segue Braids by Vanna?
Started in 2016.
There it is. And how do you segue into yoga? Where does that come from? Where does that come into the fold?
Divorce.
Oh, you were married.
Yeah. So
okay, let's hear this.
And in college, one of my electives was a Pilates course, right? Well, the instructor was also a yoga instructor, and we didn't have the Pilates machines in our room, so she would kind of guide us through both. What we could do with Pilates with our own bodies, we would, but most of the time it's really just yoga, right?
Right.
And going through, a very traumatizing relationship, and you have that one break in your day where someone is kind of helping you breathe and clearing your mental space, it changed my life. I always say, like, yoga saved my life, seriously.
Okay.
So I've always been a girl that's serious about fitness. I've been an active cheerleader, ran track, volleyball, all the things, right? So I've always been serious about my body. But I've never been a gym girl because I'm a little OCD and I don't like germs. I don't like the smells. It does too much for me. I get overstimulated going to the gym. You don't want to do boxing then because it smells horrible. Yeah. So that's how, that was my, I guess you could say, entryway into the space of yoga. Okay. And I just kept that practice up because what it did do for me when I was going through my divorce, when I was in a deep, dark space. Right. Like, it took me out of there. Seriously.
Okay. Well, so then where did the naturals come from? See, I'm trying to tie this thing together. I'm
so I'm a braid stylist,
and then we're
right?
going to circle back and talk about each of them. But I want to know how that came together. So I'm a braid
stylist. I love science, but I'm also very, I'm into more the holistic and natural approach to
now
the
it
body,
makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
And I would have clients that would come in and say that, my edges are breaking, or I'm thinning here in this area, or my hair can't grow past this length. What do you recommend? At the time, it was only one product on the market that I knew actually worked to grow the hair, right? But the product was so thick that continuous use of that product, you'll begin to clog your follicles. Right. So now we're fighting the other direction, right? And I just began to do research, like what natural oils can heal your hair, how they can benefit and help with buildup or dandruff, which are the most common things that we come in contact with our protective styles, right? Itching, dandruff, breakage. Those are the most common things. And so I just kind of played. I really just got it, started whipping in the kitchen. And I played around with some recipes. One, shout out to Princess. Shout out to Princess.
Hey, there it is.
She was my tester, really.
Did she lose any hair behind this?
She did not. Well, she did not lose hair.
No princess was harmed in the making of this?
Well, Princess was harmed before. So she had a situation where her hairstylist braided her down, and the braids were so tight, it pulled her edges. Okay. So she would use my oil. Well, at the time, it wasn't even oil. It was more of like grease. Okay. And so she would use it in that area. And, of course, her hair grew back. But then we realized that it also helped fight dandruff at that point, because she would wear her wigs, but it was no dandruff in the area she was treating, because she was just treating one area. There, yeah. So that's how TuffBabies began. And I decided to, because of the ingredients, the consistency, sometimes it would be solid depending on the weather, or a liquid depending on it being heated, right? Being hot outside. So I decided to just go through the oil phase, so I didn't have to worry about the consistency changing of the product.
How, and all those things you just said are beautiful. I heard everything you said. My question is, how are you able to manage all three of these businesses, which are alike but very different at the same time? Because they're coming from the same vein, holistic approach, but they're very different in the same vein. So how are you able to manage all these things?
It's challenging, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and paint a pretty picture. No. Like, some things don't fall astray. Some things do fall by the wayside, but you have to be really disciplined. Okay. And I'm a to-do list girl.
Mine's long as hell.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A to-do list girl. I try to handle things right then when it happens, or like if I get a text message, try to respond back. Get an email, try to respond back to the email. But, and then, you know, just having people in your life that can also help assist you. So I've learned to ask for help, honey.
You know, that sometimes is the hard part.
It is.
Because I'll try to do a lot of it myself.
Yeah, right.
I'm at the point now where I can't do it myself.
You cannot.
It's just, you can't, because it gets to the point where it's too much to handle.
So you have to contract out sometimes. You have to spend that money on, you know, an assistant, whether it's just 20 hours a week. You have to spend that money on someone handling your social media. You have to spend that money on someone to designing your graphics, even though you know you can do it.
Yeah.
Do you have the time? Do you have the bandwidth?
And that stuff comes in layers too. I don't think people understand. Like,
right.
I know when you're building your business, it didn't just happen overnight.
Oh, no.
People think that because they see you visibly, they got to be getting to it. You're working on getting to that point. But this has got to be a consistent thing over time.
What did I tell you this morning? I'm still trapping at the bando.
We were talking about that on mic. Like, people don't know how hard it is, man. Like, you start.
I don't like to use the word hard.
You don't? What do you like to use?
Challenging.
I like that better. People don't know the challenges you face.
Yes, because you can overcome a challenge. Yes. But hard is something that is pretty concrete. Different.
Yes, yes. So challenges. People think that it's easy, but it's really, really not.
It's not.
What are some of the challenges you faced?
That I faced.
That you like to speak to, overcoming. You got to teach people something.
I would say challenges that I faced. You know, it's important to continuously put your business out there, right? No one sees the end goal but you. The biggest challenge that I would say that I faced would be people believing in the vision.
That one right there. That's the one right there. I was hoping you said that.
Yeah.
Well, how do you combat that?
I don't share the vision anymore.
See, when y'all stop hearing from me, you know
I don't share the vision anymore.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Because you'll start, even though you may not believe it per se, it'll just kind of play in your ear from time to time, especially if something goes wrong, right? So if you've applied for this particular business grant and you say, hey, I'm applying for it, blah, 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 and you don't get it, it's kind of like, oh, what happened to that? Well, I ain't get it. You know what I'm saying?
But like, people don't understand that.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, people don't understand that sometimes it just doesn't work out. You have to persevere through that.
You have to persevere through that.
They get stuck at checkpoints. But this is not an end goal. We talked about that too.
No.
Do you have an end goal? Because I don't.
No.
What do you have?
No. The end goal for me, I have to remind myself that I'm living in it right now. And then I won't say it's the end goal, but it's the goal for me was to be financially stable so that I can be an active mother and provide a nice lifestyle for my children. So I have to remind myself of that sometimes because I get thrown into like, gosh, I'm not doing enough, or this is not working out, or that is not working out. But I have to remind myself, like, when you began this journey, right? When you said, okay, I'm going to be BraidsByVanna full time, that was the goal. So you've done those three things.
That's a good way to look at it.
Anything outside of that is icing on the cake.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because we were talking about earlier, you guys weren't around for this, but we were talking earlier about the show that's coming up, and I was telling you that I have nerves about it. But then I also had to tell myself the fact that it's happening is beyond anything that you thought would happen this soon or even at all, honestly, like, because it didn't have to be that.
Go back to that to-do list.
Oh, I keep it. The original one that I made for everything I'm doing, I never change it. I
top
left
three
it.
Things that you've checked off, everything else is just additional to those.
And this wasn't even supposed to be first. This is what was put on my heart to be first.
Yeah.
This wasn't. So let me ask you this: was Elemental Yoga supposed to be first? Was BraidsByVanna? Do you know which one was supposed to be first? Because this was, for me, was not supposed to be the first thing I did.
I'm on
a timer. Okay, let me.
No, sorry.
Quick draw. All right. Ready? I'm kidding.
I think that was the parking thing.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
No, you can redo it. Go ahead. You're fine.
I don't have the
app.
I had change, honey. I'm old.
What in the world? There's a parking meter with change?
Yeah.
In Dallas?
Right downstairs.
Word?
Yes.
That's cool. You're probably fine then. That's cool. I didn't know they had that. That's cool. But no, so what was supposed to be first? Did you know it was going to be braiding? Did you know it was going to be yoga? Did you have an idea? Did you even have a game plan?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I knew that I was going to be self-employed. I knew that
right
off the top. Started with the braids. I moved into a new salon space with like-minded individuals, I would say, very established business entrepreneurs. And one in particular, Eric, shared with me, he's like, I see how much you work behind the chair. You are always behind the chair. You can't put any more hours behind the chair than what you're putting behind the chair. So it will be wise for you to develop some type of product and get that product, start selling it. So I had TuffBabies, but I wasn't selling TuffBabies, okay?
Okay.
I would just use it on clients.
I got you. Okay.
I began selling it once I had a client that was looking for it at the beauty supply. So she left, and then she texted me and was like, hey, I'm trying to find that oil you put on my scalp because it feels so good. Like, TuffBabies, it tingles, okay? It tingles on your scalp.
I'm going to try this out.
Yes. And she was like, it feels so good on my scalp. I want to continue to use it. And I'm like, oh, sis, you're not going to find that in a beauty supply. And so having that conversation with him also really kind of pushed me to make the product more on a professional level
right,
than what I was doing before. Again, practice of yoga, that had stayed with me, right, since college. So I would still practice. I would post. I began teaching at Choose Again Yoga in Duncanville. And people started reaching out to me to, like, come to different programs and lead a class, lead a course, talk to the kids. I worked with the basketball team at Duncanville before. And so that was always physical fitness, right?
Right.
Keeping your body together, tight and right. That was always important for me.
Sorry, go ahead.
So in my mind, I knew I wanted to open a yoga studio.
Right.
I knew I wanted it to be based off the elements of the world that we need to survive and thrive.
Okay.
Hence, elemental.
I was thinking that same
yoga and meditation studio. So those elements are earth, water, fire, air, and space.
It's like Captain Planet.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. You remember?
Yeah.
And so I knew that I wanted my space to have all of those rooms designed in those elements. So when the opportunity became available, that a space that was empty close by,
wow,
I took a risk.
And now you have both under the same roof.
Under the same roof, yeah.
There's very few businesses that are a collaborative piece like that. It's usually separate entities. So that's pretty cool. And in your area, is there anything else like it? Are you one of a kind?
One of a kind.
I don't know very many black women that.
Come on, Andrew.
I love it. I don't know very many black women that own yoga studios.
There are not many.
And how's that been? Because I know that's got to be a tough part of the journey too, or maybe not. But how's that been?
It's been good, I will say.
That's good.
We pretty much open each other with open arms. A lot of people in the wellness space do, but it's still people in egos and pride.
Because I started at Sunstone, and there were no black or brown people at Sunstone. No instructors,
it's not common.
No nothing.
It's not common because a lot of our upbringing is based in a religious background. So the practice of yoga is something that a lot are not open to.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So for instance, when you had the event at your studio, right?
Yeah.
I asked everyone that I knew if they wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go. She would have gone, I'm sure, but I think she was busy that day, so we'll give her a free pass. But I couldn't get anybody to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? But most people think it's weird. Like, why are you in there stretching?
They think it's weird. They think it's witchcraft. I'm like,
witchcraft?
I've heard it all.
Wait a minute, how's it witchcraft?
I've heard it all.
We didn't do nothing witchy in there at all.
Breathing, because the idea of what they see yoga when you're when you're practicing your mantras, right?
Yeah. 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 That's not really witchy to me, though.
But when you're not educated in that space, or you don't try to learn more about the practice, you just kind of take that with you.
Okay.
And so when we talk about crystals and burning sage,
and people think that's weird too. I have sage in my house right now.
Somebody told me that. First of all, I'm more of a science-based individual, right?
Same.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go into the whole spirituality of sage. I'm gonna stick with the science of what it can do. Burning sage kills bacteria in the air.
That I didn't know.
It's proven.
Oh, well, hell, that's awesome.
So when COVID was COVIDing,
right,
every day in the salon,
didn't know that.
And we had some individuals that didn't appreciate it.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, I can't be around witchcraft and, ran up right on up out the door. And I said, well, it did what it was supposed to do on the other side.
It's cleansing. Yeah, but that's not witchcraft. That's not how I see it. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Yeah. So, of the 3 businesses, which one's your favorite?
Oh, I don't have a favorite.
Good answer.
I don't have a favorite. They all give me something different.
Okay. Explain.
So my Braids by Vanna gives me the opportunity to meet new people.
Okay.
Learn new people, and help make people feel beautiful and good about themselves. Right? My TuffBabies, Organic Essentials, it helps me stay stimulated mentally with staying on top of the science of things, seeing what's new that I may want to roll out, and, just kind of keeping things in the pipeline. And my yoga, that's my fitness, right? That's a great way for me to stay in shape and to share that space with others as well.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
So for a woman that's out there watching this, or for a person that's out there watching this and wants to emulate you, what's your advice to them?
Emulate me in what regards?
If they want to scale businesses, or they want to have businesses, they want to be, an entrepreneur, if they want to work for themselves. Yeah.
Take the risk.
Okay.
Don't think too much into it. Don't try to have a plan from step A to step Z. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, that's hard to do, though.
It is. But take the risk and make sure that it's all in alignment with who you are. You have to be your business, right? So you have everything that you are, you have to embody in your business. So what I found out was that me moving in this space, things flowed to me. It wasn't as challenging as I thought it would be. Like, oh my God, this. Now, there have been challenging days. There have been days I won't get out the bed. I'm not saying that you won't have those moments.
Right.
But when you stay true to who you are in your business and it's a characteristic of you, it makes every day easy.
I was, funny you said that, because I wondered that recently. I was like, why does this feel so easy?
Because
I'm like, what's the catch? It's almost like you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so I was like, why does it feel so easy?
So we have to work on reversing that mindset.
Yeah.
Because we've been conditioned.
Yeah.
To feel that way and to think that way. So you have to and I have days where I go back to that, but that's when I call on my girl. I call on Leah. I call on my princess.
Hi, Leah.
Hey, Leah. Hey. I call on Jerome. There are people that I call to help me get out of that space and almost kind of remind you, I'm that girl.
It's like imposter syndrome, which is weird because it's your own space that you've created. So how could you have imposter syndrome? Well, but it happens, though.
It's not weird because you have to create an imposter to work in your business space to some capacity, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just another version of yourself within the business.
Right.
But then that version that, only a few people know.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to have somebody pull you out.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, so I understand exactly what you're saying. I was like, it feels so easy. It feels comfortable. It feels like it's flowing. It feels like this past 2 years has been just nothing. But I mean, of course, you have the bad days and the tough situations you have to overcome or persevere through. But yeah, it's felt very easy. And I'm not mad at that because I've had.
That's great. So, and that's also how you know that you are walking the path that you are supposed to be walking.
And honestly, I think at first that might have been scary because it's like you are putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And especially in a visible space, you're definitely putting yourself out there. But I wondered, I was like, is this really what I like? I mean, you have education, you can use it like, and I just fell in love with this thing, and I can't get my hands off of it. Like I'm always tinkering with it, so I know that's.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Well, yeah, because we wouldn't be sitting here. Right? I wouldn't even come to the yoga studio.
And I shared with you earlier. I enjoyed, watching your podcast.
I love. Can you say what you said again? Because I don't know if they hear what you hear, but it warmed my heart to hear it if you'll say what you said.
Before?
Yeah, when we were talking about we were talking about quality.
The quality. There are so many podcasts out here, as you know, overstimulated. Okay, but that's another space. But what I said about your podcast is every time that I view it, it's always consistent with the quality in audio and visual.
So
always. I've never heard a flaw in the audio.
That's she back there. You can't see her because she won't come sit over there. But Becky is amazing with the visuals. And John, you'll hear this because he does all the audio. John is amazing with the audio. And I just fall in between and try to merge the two. Yeah. And so it's like a three-headed monster. They are amazing. Without them, this thing does not go, right? So it's not me.
And that's something that people don't see or know either. It takes a team.
No matter how big or small.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I want to have like 20 of her and like 20 of John, and then the three of us can get the hell out of here and go on vacation somewhere. But at some point, I'm working towards that. But at this point, I love the team I have. They help this thing go.
Right.
I'm sure you have a team around you as well.
Most definitely.
You have to.
Yeah. So TuffBaby, which are I call them my two-piece, they're my babies, my children. Tuff is my son. Baby is my daughter. Hence the name TuffBaby.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you where the name. I thought it was because they had tough hair.
That sounds good too.
I thought that's where we're. No. Okay, cool. That's actually better than what I thought. Yes. That's awesome. So TuffBaby, that's cool.
TuffBaby. Baby actually, she creates the oils, she bottles them. Tuff, he labels them, and he handles inventory.
That's dope.
They both, at times, when they want to make extra money, come to the studio and work, whether it's cleaning up the hair after my clients or doing inventory with the products that I need to order for that business. And same with yoga, and I'm going to shout out my web girl, Raina. Landa.
What do they do for you?
So Raina, she handles the social media for TuffBabies.
Okay.
And Elemental, social media and email, and she stays on me. And then Landa, he handles all my websites, handles some design as well. So it takes a crew, and it would take a few to get through. Like it's like almost kissing a frog and
she wasn't my first videographer, photographer.
So you understand. But when you get that one,
now I've only had one John.
Yeah,
John is he's a staple.
Yeah,
and she's gonna be here for a long time. I'm gonna make sure of it because she's awesome. But I've gone through a few pieces on the board and had to figure things out. I understand that. Shout out to my business partner Courtney too. She doesn't do my TuffBabies, but she holds me accountable too in a lot of different things I need to get done for the show. She's also making a candle for us. So nice. I need to get you some candles when she comes. She'll be in town.
You gotta smell good.
You will love it. Okay. I gotta hook you up. But yeah, so you have to have a team around you. Another question for you: what is your next venture in mind? Like, what do you want to move? I know you said it's never ending. It's not a end goal. So what's the next layer to the plan?
So remember, I told you I don't share.
This is right.
I don't share everything.
Maybe we have to talk on mic.
So I will say expansion.
That's all I need to know.
Expansion.
As long as you're just not staying put, that's all I need to know.
No, expansion.
Expansion.
We're working on that.
Yeah? Like soon?
Ish.
Okay. I need an invite.
Birdman.
Yeah. And I need an invite
to
whatever.
Know it.
I
actually need the podcast there, but we'll talk about that. That's something else to talk about.
Oh, say less. I'll talk anywhere. I'll talk in the closet. It don't matter. Just let me know where you need me to be. I don't know. I'll talk anywhere. That's cool. I'm so happy you came by.
Thank you.
This
so
is amazing.
much.
I'm
Thank
proud
you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Well, you have stuff going on. Yeah. You got 3 businesses, so don't worry about me. I'll be here every.
Oh, but don't worry about you. When you hit me up, I was like, I know he's not canceling. Like,
no, I'm not gonna cancel.
I'm rescheduling. Man, I'm like, no. I'm so ready to do the podcast. Be on the Prophetic. Okay. I had my Nipsey hustle when I was driving in. I'm prolific. I was ready.
Thank you. No, I wasn't gonna cancel you, man. I wasn't gonna do that, but I'm glad it happened when it did.
Yeah.
Because this is right before the live show.
Divine order. Yep.
Yeah, divine. And we got to talk about you're gonna have to be a vendor next year.
Yes.
Because there will be another one.
Yes.
This is the first of many.
I do a giveaway this year though.
Word?
Yeah.
You at the lot?
Yeah.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah.
We're not gonna tell you what it is.
I got you.
Yeah, okay. We can make it last. You know what? We can make a last minute addendum to add another vendor if you want to come in and stretch us out right before we get started. Yeah,
give it to the people.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, doors open at 7:30. Make sure you're there. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a good time.
I know it will.
It'll be fun.
I'm excited.
I told the DJ, let's not get too new on the music. I want to make it feel nostalgic.
Oh,
Gonna
throw that old school in there.
Yeah. The shoulders though. Bring your shoulders with you, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good time. What do you have coming up that you can tell the people? I know you don't want to share, but if you have any events coming up, also plug your socials.
Well, if you're new to yoga and never tried the practice before and would like to, I partner with the W Hotel downtown, Victory Park.
Well, that is a flex.
Once a month, and it is complimentary. 9 a.m. on Sundays.
Word.
Once a month. So stay connected with me on socials. I'm Vanna Collins across the board, so you can get intel on those exact dates once a month. Let's say with TuffBabies, we have a pop-up happening towards the end of November, I believe. We'll be downtown at the AT&T Discovery Center.
Word. Mm-hmm. I've been told I should do a pop-up, but I'm
should.
I'm like, you just pop up with your voice? Like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Ask people just random questions.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah. And then the yoga studio, elemental yoga and meditation, once a month, we have some type of workshop, right? So World Mental Health Day was 10/10. Mm-hmm. We just did a mental health reset. So we had yoga, meditation.
I need you to send me the calendar, everything you're doing.
Stretch therapy, scalp massages.
Man, I was so limber after I came in there. Yes, I need a calendar.
And Reiki. So November 13th is a new moon.
Okay.
And we are going to have a circle of new moon expectations, affirmations, manifestations.
Oh, look at you. Everything you're speaking to my soul right now. I like that stuff. Yeah, give me a calendar, everything you got going on.
I will.
Because I didn't know any of that was going on. So give me a calendar. I will be at everything I can be at, I will be at. But other than that, give everybody your socials too, by the way.
Website, vannacollins.com, VannaCollins, and that is my social across the board. You can connect on TuffBabies. Once you follow me, you can connect on all the things, baby.
She is She is amazing. Thank you for coming in.
Pew, 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 pew. I love that sound. Like, that is my thing.
People I just want to put it on my phone. Just listen to you.
Right.
But as always, we appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We hope that you learn. We hope that you grow. And we hope that you evolve. And also, we hope that you come back and kick it with us all over again. We Prophetic and all the other good shit. Bye.
Peace.
All right, we got it. We Prophetic.